Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Manigans Movie Music live on Love the Beat Radio with me, Reese Manigan. I hope you guys have had a good week, a productive week, awesome week, and if you haven't, I apologise for that, but hopefully next week gets better for you. So, on today's show, we have a special guest, which I will announce very later on. Also, movie review today will be The Rule of Jenny Penn, which I can't wait to actually talk about because it was a very interesting horror film. And today's pick-a-mix scene is Billy Elliot. So that's all that's coming up on the show, plus updated movie news, discussions and everything. That will happen later on in the show. So to kick off today's very special show today, here's a little track from the well-known franchise, Harry Potter. It's always a good way to start off at the radio station, isn't it? It's one theme that people know. That was Harry Potter, the prologue scene by, of course, the legendary John Williams. You're listening to Manigan's Movie Music live on Love the Beat Radio, me, Reese Manigan. Now, I'm now going to introduce to you my guest for today. She's actually live from New York, but it's not Saturday night. And but she's here. She's here to talk to us about what she does. She's a writer and a actress. And I'm very honoured that she's managed to stay up at 5 a.m. where she is to do this show. Please welcome Francesca Bolam.
Hi, Reese. Thank you so much for having me. You just took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say, it's not Saturday night. It's 5 a.m. Well, it's now 6 a.m. on Friday morning, but I'm so happy to be here. So thank you so much for having me.
You're very welcome. Thank you very much for wanting to be on the show. Especially all the way from New York. I mean, you're not the first guest I've had who's been in America, who's actually stayed up really early where they are to be on the show. So it's always a nice honour that someone, who will take time out of their busy schedule or sleeping schedule more like to actually come on this radio show. So no, thank you very much. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? What it is you do, and we'll take it from there.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. So obviously I'm not American. I'm originally from Teesside, Darlington specifically, and I've lived in Brooklyn or the States between LA and New York since 2012. I originally moved over for drama school, so I went to the American Musical and Dramatic Academy where I studied musical theatre. And then have really just kind of gravitated towards more straight plays and theatre, and writing and directing and producing. And I do a bit of everything. So right now I'm currently directing a play that's about to go to New York Fringe Festival. Also work in TV and film as well as theatre. And I sing as well. So yeah, a little bit of everything.
So basically, you're just a very big multitasker then. So you said just now you worked in TV and film. Is there anything that our listeners might have known that you've worked on that might sound familiar, that you've worked behind the scenes from?
Not behind. I haven't worked behind the scenes in TV and film. I dipped my toes in a couple of years ago. I guest starred for a Vice TV show called Sex Before the Internet, which was a docu-series. So I'm in 4 or 5 episodes of that.
Oh, okay, interesting. Well, is there any way we can watch this docu-series? Is it out on Amazon or anywhere we can maybe view it?
I believe on Vice and maybe Peacock, a couple of more American streaming.
Okay, so in the UK, if it's Peacock, it might be Now TV in the UK because they normally do HBO stuff and Peacock and Sky One and stuff. So, all right, if we bump into that, we'll definitely have a look at that. So, make sure you guys keep an eye on it. What inspired you to? Because you said you was originally from the UK. So, what inspired you to go off to America to venture off to do what it is you're doing now?
Yeah, it kind of, so I went to Performing Arts College in the northeast of England, and then of course it was time to audition for drama schools and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I had already kind of spent a big portion of my life going back and forth to London, where I had singing lessons and workshops. I did a lot of industry workshops and stuff, and my singing teacher was based in London. And so I used to go every month for singing lessons. And so when it got to auditioning for stage school and stuff, I kind of just was a bit over London. Not because I don't love London, but I just wanted somewhere new. And my mum was like, you know what, why don't you like look at other stage schools kind of around the world or whatever. And anyway, since being a little kid, she used to take me to West End shows every year, all the time, right? And I went to see Ghost, the musical, because one of my favourite Broadway stars was playing Molly. And it was like habit for me to get the playbills or the programmes and to look at every stage school that all the actors attended. And so I did. So Casey Levy, who played Molly, she went to the American Musical and Dramatic Academy. So I auditioned and I got accepted. And then I went to that school, and the kind of full circle moment, so that would have been like maybe 2010, 2011.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I graduated in 2014 in New York, she was actually my graduation speaker.
Nice.
So it was like a big full circle moment, you know, of like, this is the reason I initially kind of found this school, and kind of closed the loop, which was nice. So yeah, that's why I went, basically. Still love London though. Don't give me a hard time.
No, not at all. That's incredible. Wow, it sounds like you've already had a very productive decade, I must say. But anyway, that's incredible stuff. Thank you very much for being on the show today. I'm sure we'll have loads of fun to talk about and probably some more questions along the way. And obviously we'll discuss some stuff as the show goes on, because this is what the show's all about. It's all about chatting, discussing stuff which is related to the film industry, filmmaking, films in general. Also stuff that has just recently happened. For example, obviously we need to talk about the TV series Adolescence, which I will definitely discuss later on in the show, because that is literally been on everybody's lips. But before we play that, let's play the next track. This is from a very feel-good movie. This one is from The Emperor's New Groove. That was The Emperor's New Groove, The Great Battle / Friends Forever. That's a great film, that is. I haven't seen that film in a while. I'll have to check that out again. You're listening to Manigan's Movie Music, live on Love the Beat Radio. Me, Reese Manigan, and my special guest today,
Francesca Bolam.
There you go. There we go. Yeah, just so you know that they know you're there. That's why I let you shout your name now. Yeah, she's there. She's still live in New York on a Friday morning, not Saturday night. I love that. I love that I use that. I think people are going to.
It will be a Saturday night at some point. I'll have you know.
Exactly. Just very quickly, I want to give a shout out to Patricia, who's listening to the show, who's just said, always a great show, Reese. Thank you for your message. Appreciate that you're tuning in, Patricia, and I hope you stay tuned in, because now we need to talk about, well, in a way, the elephant in the room, I guess you could say, which everyone's been talking about, which is the series on Netflix, Adolescence. Almost got that name wrong then. Adolescence. Now, if you haven't watched the series, I'm not going to spoil anything, so please don't worry. I'm not going to say what happens in the show or anything like that. I just want to talk about what my thoughts were on this series. But, Francesca, have you seen the series?
Yes, I have. Well, I've seen 3 out of the 4 episodes, so do not give the 4th one away.
So in the 4th one... No, I'm joking. No, don't worry. Okay, so in case you guys don't know what Adolescence is, I'm sure you do, but it's a new series that's hit Netflix, and it stars Stephen Graham. In fact, Stephen Graham created the series along with the director of Boiling Point, and they worked together on the movie and TV series Boiling Point, which, by the way, Boiling Point, absolutely love. Such a great film, such a great series, although I prefer the film over the series, but still, what a masterwork. And what makes these even brilliant is that each thing that they've done is filmed in one shot. Is just incredible. I mean, how on earth they managed to do that in one shot? They rehearsed all that time. The production side, it's just incredible. I love the filmmaking side of it all. It's just absolutely impeccable. The acting, off the charts. I mean, Stephen Graham, I mean, I'm sorry, but this guy is just he's an acting genius. I mean, everything he's done, I've just loved. I loved him in This Is England. I loved him in, just anything he's done, basically. I just love him in. Even if there was a really rubbish film, he's always the best part of those films. Like, he's just such a top actor. I mean, I just loved the series. It was great how the stories are perspective of a situation that goes really dark, and you get point of views of people in those situations, because this is what makes the series amazing. It's not just about the story of what happened or what does happen. It's the fact that you are watching point of views of people that go through these situations, and it shows the exact impact it has on these people. That's what I believe so. And that's what makes it so amazing, relatable and realistic. I mean, that's what I loved about it in particular. What is it you loved about the series so far?
I mean, you kind of just took the words right out of my mouth, to be honest, Reese. Like, it's a masterclass, isn't it, in acting?
Absolutely.
Like, it's an absolute everybody is incredible in it. But what I couldn't, everybody was taught, I'm always late to the game. I was telling you this earlier. I'm always late to the game, to every film, to every TV show, to whatever. And then I will go on weeks or months later and absolutely binge the hell out of it. And I feel like I'm not late to the game with this one. So I'm very excited that, you know, it was recommended to me by everybody. Like, it felt like overnight everybody was talking about it.
Yeah.
And they're like, Francesca, you have to watch it. You have to watch it. Oh my God, it's so good. Especially over here. Somebody that I work with was like, your people just do acting so much better than any Americans. You have to watch Stephen in Adolescence, right? And so I started watching it, and then another friend of mine was like, everything's in one take. And I just couldn't get my head around the choreography and coordination that goes into those school scenes. That is literally mayhem with them feral children. I'm sorry, but they are. They are, aren't they? I was like, is this the UK school system? And I called one of my best mates in Teesside yesterday, and I went, oh my God, I'm watching Adolescence. She was like, oh, it's brilliant, isn't it? I said, mate, was school like that? This is rough as hell. She was like, yeah, we were awful. But anyway, I couldn't believe we got that in one shot.
In fact, do you know what's also amazing is if you go on YouTube, you can find behind the scenes of how they filmed it. There's a scene. Oh no, you've already watched it, but this isn't really a spoiler because there's clips of it where one of the school kids does a runner through the window and he gets chased. And how they shot it, it shows you on YouTube. It is absolutely incredible how they shot that particular scene. It is masterclass.
Yeah. Yeah, and even when they shoot above the school, you know, when they're like, and you see kind of the estate and stuff as well, and then they hone in on specific. I don't want to give too much away on like scene stuff.
No.
But when they zoom in on specifics, and you're like, you can't believe that like the cameras are just rolling that whole time.
Yeah. I know. That's what I'm saying. And do you know what I always... There was one question I love that I always thought to myself, and when... I'm so surprised the batteries don't run out on those cameras when they film in that one shot.
I know, and he's me on my video being like, I hope my headphones don't die.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm sat next to a charger.
Exactly.
But no, you're right, 100%. But like, honestly, the acting on that was just off the charts.
Oh yeah.
Like, Stephen was incredible, 100%. But
oh
also,
yeah.
Erin Doherty, who plays the psychologist.
Oh my God. Brilliant. Like, that performance was so realistic. And not just that, it was the face expressions that she gave. She was so focused and so in that moment. And then what I love is as soon as the scene's coming to an end, the break of that, of seriousness to emotion, was just like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, or the front that she puts on when in front of Jamie and then like getting a tea.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
oh my God.
The difference in like, absolutely, just incredible. Like, definitely hands down one of the best things I've seen recently.
Oh, absolutely. And if you guys haven't seen Adolescence, please check it out. It is so good. honestly, I mean, I was so glad that I wanted to watch it. I mean, it was funny. I actually saw the trailer before the series came on, and I was like, oh, I'm watching this 100%. As soon as it said director of Boiling Point, Stephen Graham, I was like, oh, I'm in. I don't care what it is, I'm in. And do you know what? I'm so glad that my gut feeling was right about this. I was like, yeah, we're putting it on, and it was incredible. But yeah, honestly, right, I think we better not talk too much about it now. I don't want to get into too much detail. But honestly, guys, if you haven't watched Adolescence and you've got time to binge watch 4 hours, 4 episodes, please do. It is amazing. Seriously, it is such a good watch. Just very quickly, let's squeeze in the movie review. Since I'm reviewing Adolescence, let's review my movie review now. The Rule of Jenny Penn, which I really want to talk about. Saw this film 2 days ago. It's a new horror film starring John Lithgow and Jeffrey Rush. Jeffrey Rush, who plays one of the pirates in Pirates of the Caribbean. And, of course, John Lithgow, as we all know, as Lord Farquaad and Shrek. But let's just say that John Lithgow plays an absolute insane character in this movie. And he is menacing. Absolute menacing in this movie. But does he do a really good job? Absolutely. And, my God, the film was really decent. So the film is basically about Jeffrey Rush's character, who's a judge, unfortunately suffers a stroke. He gets taken to a care home where he has to be looked after. And while he's there, John Lithgow's character, who's this, I mean, I don't want to use the word insane patient, but unfortunately he's what he's playing. Basically, he torments Jeffrey Rush's character. And yeah, it just kind of goes into a very dark, suspenseful, also a little bit funny movie. It's definitely got some dark comedy moments. I mean, there's moments in it you cannot laugh at. I mean, if they didn't make that as comedy, they did a very bad job because it's meant to be very funny. The acting from Jeffrey Rush and John Lithgow is incredible. I mean, John Lithgow steals the show, has this really very menacing character who has a doll that he calls Jenny Penn, who he just uses to torture these poor innocent patients in the care home. And it's very dark, very insane, very suspenseful. And to be honest, it's a very enjoyable watch, to be honest, because you're watching, in a way, it's kind of like a survival film, because you've got Jeffrey Rush who's trying to tell the staff that John Lithgow's character's insane and he's hurting these poor patients, but they're just kind of like, look, Jeffrey, I think you're the one who's insane. You're the one who's off your medication. You're the one who suffered the stroke. Maybe you're not seeing things. Honestly, that's how they treat him in the film. This isn't me saying it. This is what the characters do in the film. And so he's got to try and prove that John Lithgow is torturing these poor patients. And amazingly, the acting is also really good, very suspenseful, very fun horror. And if you don't catch it in the cinema, because it's very limited showings, definitely catch it on Shudder when it comes out, because it will go out to Shudder maybe in the next couple of months or so. So definitely give it a go, especially if you're into very suspenseful, bizarre, fun horrors, and you want to watch John Lithgow go insane, then definitely give it a go. I mean, I thought it was quite fun. My missus said it was all right. I mean, it's definitely more of a slow burn horror in some ways, but at the same time, you're kind of sitting there and you're just kind of like, is he going to kill this patient? Is he not going to kill this patient? What's he going to do next? And he stalks Jeffrey Rush's character quite a bit. And you just don't know what he's going to do. And then when he does do something, you're like, oh my God. Like, it's just bonkers. I mean, that's my opinion on the film anyway. But yeah, definitely check it out. If you haven't seen The Rule of Jenny Penn, I definitely recommend it. Are you into horror films, Francesca?
I absolutely am not. I cannot stand. I can't stand horror films. However, this one sounds hilarious. No, you know what? I'm terrified of horror films and I can't watch them on my own, and that's the reality of it. But I've recently realised, well, not so recently, but in the last few years realised it really just depends on the type of horror. If it's not realistic, I can watch it. So, you know, I really like John Lithgow, so I think like this might actually be something that I would watch. And if you're saying it's got comedy elements or it's funny,
I mean, there's definitely moments in it. I mean, there's moments where you watch and you kind of like, how can that not be funny? Do you know what I mean? Like, there's moments where it does give you a bit of a chuckle, or it's one of those things that you shouldn't laugh at, but you still do it. You're like, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, my missus. Sorry, just very quickly. My missus was laughing at the film a lot because she does actually work in a care home NHS bit. So when she saw some of the patients doing what they were doing, she was chuckling. And I went, "Does this remind you of work?" And she's like, "A little bit, yeah."
Oh my life. That's funny. Yeah, when horror's like unrealistic, I can get on board with it. Do you know what I mean?
Oh
When
yeah.
when
I
it's
mean,
very real.
this film is. It's definitely not as real. I mean, there are some really like bizarre moments in the film, and I mean, honestly, I mean, to be honest, we was watching it, and my missus was going to me, "How does he get away with that? There should be CCTV. They should know that he's getting out of bed, and he's so that's what makes it very unrealistic." But it's not like so you go, "Oh my god, I wouldn't put my nan in a care home if there's a man with a doll going around torturing people," because people would literally think, "What? Do you really think that would actually happen?" I mean, that's the idea of it. But honestly, I thought it was quite enjoyable.
Good. All right, I might check it out then. I do remember going to the cinema on a date once in New York, and for a horror film, and being absolutely like panicking that I was going to be so, I couldn't get through the film, and it turned out to be more funny than most comedies I've seen. It was. Have you seen the horror film Men?
Yes, I love that film.
It's hilarious, and it's not a horror at all.
I mean, do you know what I like about that film? It's funny. Do you know what? We'll discuss this now because now you've brought that up. This is the reasons why I like it. So, Alex Garland is a great director. He did Ex Machina, Annihilation, the TV series Dune, Men, and he done Civil War, and he's got a new film coming out called Warfare. The man is a genius. And the reason I love him is because he pushes the boundaries, and that's what I love about it. Because now, because it's like with me, I'll come up with something, push the boundaries a bit, but he's not afraid to. In fact, he even said a quote saying, "I don't believe that you should hold back what you're going to write. If you've got a story to tell, you should tell it." And he wrote the story Men because he was basically saying it's relatable to today. There are unfortunately loads of men who do unfortunately go out, who do hurt women and stuff like that. But he was also saying, but because of the fears that people have over certain people. So, for example, if it's a woman who's been abused by men, or if it's a woman, or it's a man being abused by women, he's saying that that's their point of view, that they see people as the same. So why the actor who was playing all those men in the film was because he was saying that's her point of view, and he said also it could be the same when if men were being abused by women, that could be their point of view. And that's what made it a really genius film because it wasn't just about the abuse, it's about the point of views of the abused and also different perspectives of one or the other. So that's what made the film really scary and really plays on your mind. It's because of the psychological effect of that film. And that's why I love that movie because it's like that's what made it scary. Do you know what I mean?
Interesting. I never, ever, ever would have thought about it like that. I also this isn't exactly my genre to like deep dive into. So until having this conversation, I wouldn't look at it like that. But now you've brought that to my attention. It's kind of reframed that movie. I was just like, this is so absurd.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Oh yeah, it is absurd.
And
yeah.
also the way that they did it with like the video effects of the face and stuff, I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like it's brilliant, but it's also ridiculous. I wanted to see it because I love Jessie Buckley.
Oh yeah.
Who I thought was brilliant.
Oh yeah, she's incredible.
Yeah. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense about that film now. Now I'm thinking about it with fresh eyes.
Well, that's the filmmaker's point of view. I'm very good at analysing. That's the one thing I'm very, very good at.
Yeah. But I am going to check out The Rule of Jenny. What is it?
The Rule of Jenny Penn. Okay. So since you said about the horror films and you're not into them, I will say this. Last year in 2024, horror films ruled the film industry. There were so many good horror films that come out. Yes, scary ones, funny ones, dark ones, whatever. But the reason those films did well was because every lead actress who took over those roles really made those films special. Because you had Demi Moore in The Substance, you had Naomi Scott in Smile 2, and every person who was in those horror films gave it their all. And I really was so happy that at last the Oscars even looked at those films and went, "Do you know what? They actually do deserve a nomination. They do deserve," and that's what I was so happy about. And now I'm so glad that they're looking into that, thinking, "Yeah, they've done it," because they were saying that the women are really ruling the horror films and they're really ruling their lead roles. And I totally believe in that. And that's what I'm doing at the moment, because most of my films do have a lot of women leads, because I'm also trying to push to say that women also deserve to have the leader roles more in whatever genre, because nowadays you get the cliched men taking over as the action hero and everything like that. But with me, it's like, no, do you know what? I'm going to cast a woman in that role, because that should be the powerful side of it. And that's what I'm doing at the moment. So that's my push as well when I make it further.
That's amazing. Well, I'm all for that, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah, you're absolutely, yeah. And now she's like, "Oh, I'm going to cast me. We'll make some discussions off air to talk about that anyway, because our listeners, we don't want to bore the listeners about our film production side, if you know what I mean.
It's true though how the men are always portrayed as the hero. That's why I binged not a horror, but I was late to the game with Killing Eve. And then have you watched Killing Eve? And
Absolutely.
then I absolutely binged all 4 seasons in less than 2 weeks.
Yeah, they are really good.
I could not stop watching it.
They are
phenomenal.
Really good. Yeah, it really is. Right, okay, so let's play another track. To take a break from our discussions. What time is it now? It's 20 to 11, guys. Coming up after the ad breaks of 11, we'll do Pick a Mix, and obviously we'll talk more about some more movie news and everything like that, because there's probably loads more to discuss. Plus, I want to talk about my premiere that's happening next week. And also what I really want to talk about as well is next week's show, because I'll have an announcement about next week's show. It's really exciting. So stay tuned for that, guys. Now, here's James Horner with a little bit of ghostly activity from Casper. That was the Dark Knight Rises. No, sorry, the Dark Knight main theme, not the Dark Knight Rises. I do apologise. The Dark Knight main theme by Hans Zimmer, live on Manigans Movie Music, live on Love the Beat Radio. And you're listening to me, Reese Manigan, and my special guest today,
Francesca Borland.
You don't sound nervous. You're doing very well. You're doing really good.
Thanks.
Okay, so coming up after the next, because we've got, hang on a second, let me just double check the time, because I don't want to get it wrong. So we've got about 6 minutes to go. So I'm just going to quickly go through some movie news, which is happening at the moment. So the first bit of headlines that I've got here, this is quite an interesting one. Apparently the Jason Bourne franchise might be eyeing a reboot, has rights to the Spy Saga now leave Universal. So it turns out Universal don't have the rights anymore for the Jason Bourne franchise. So apparently they might be rebooting the entire series. Now, I'm going to say this. The Jason Bourne franchise is one of my favourite franchises. I love the first 3. I love the Bourne Identity. I love the Bourne Supremacy. I love the Bourne Ultimatum. In fact, the Bourne Ultimatum, in my opinion, is the best one, in my opinion. Have you seen the Bourne franchise? Yeah, she's shaking her head. She hasn't seen the Bourne franchise. That's fine. But the Bourne Ultimatum is the best one, in my opinion. Since after that, it definitely went a bit downhill. So, to be honest, if they reboot it, I honestly couldn't care. As long as whatever they do with it, they kind of make it, as awesome as I mean, it won't be as good as the first incredible franchise, because the first franchise of the series is absolutely brilliant. Matt Damon is fantastic as Jason Bourne, really amazing. And I just think that whoever does take on the Bourne franchise will never beat the hype and the adrenaline that the first franchise gives. So do you know what? Good luck to the reboot. That's all I can say. Good luck to it. Another bit of headline news that's hit. Apparently Disney and Pixar are going to do a sequel to Coco. Francesca, have you seen Coco?
I have seen Coco, yeah.
And what do you think about the sequel news?
Yeah, go for it. I love Coco.
I mean, I've only seen the first film once. I thought it was pretty decent. But in my opinion, I don't know what they're going to do with it. This is the thing, because it ended pretty well as it ended, to be honest. Do we ever
know what they're going to do with it, though?
I mean, maybe. What was the boy's name in the film? because if they do it, my guess is that the boy in the film will grow up and he'll have a son or a daughter and she'll end up going into the land of the dead. That's probably my guess of the plot.
Yeah, it sounds right accurate. Miguel's character, I think.
Miguel, that's it. That's the character, yes. So a sequel to Coco's coming. Although we've got a long wait, won't come out till 2029, so they've got a long time to plan the story, plan whatever it is they're going to do with this sequel. I mean, if it does look good and it looks interesting, I might go and check it out. But to be honest, out of all the sequels, not really looking too forward to that one. More looking forward to Incredibles 3, more like. I'm looking forward more to that one. But also Toy Story 5. Don't know what they're going to do with that. We've mentioned that many times before. So let's see what happens with these sequels that they're planning. I mean, I don't know why Pixar are getting so sequel heavy, because after Toy Story 4, they said they weren't going to go down the sequel route. And now they're going back down it again. But maybe because of a little thing called money, maybe that's what they need to pay the check. So I don't know. Who knows? Also, some more interesting news. Leonardo DiCaprio is back, as he now stars in a brand new film directed by Paul Thomas Anderson called One Battle After Another. The plot line for this film, is there a plot synopsis? I believe so. Actually, it says the plot line is hidden under wraps with the teaser trailer. So we actually don't even know what this film is about. Interesting. That's a new one. Okay, if you want to know what the film is about, check out the trailer on YouTube. New Leonardo DiCaprio's film with Paul Thomas Anderson directing. We all got some really good news, though. This one I'm really looking forward to. So apparently, the long-awaited Looney Tunes movie, Coyote vs. Acme, might be finally getting a release, because Catch Up Entertainment might be taking the rights from Warner Brothers for $50 million. So let's hope that they finally buy this movie and they finally release it. So let's have a look into that. Amazing. So yes, so that's some very interesting news, because I do know as well that Looney Tunes have finally released a brand new animated film, which is The Day the Earth Blew Up, starring Daffy Duck and Porky Pig. I am buzzing to see that movie, because finally at last there's a 2D animated film being released in the cinema. What do you think about that?
Pretty cool, isn't it? It's pretty cool.
The animation looks cool. I mean, have you seen the trailers?
I haven't. I'm looking at it now, though. It does look really good.
Oh, do you know what? I really hope that if that film becomes a success, that 2D animation will make a comeback, because the animation in that Looney Tunes film looks so beautiful. So let's just hope.
They had a $15 million budget. It better look good.
Yeah, exactly. Right, guys. Ad breaks are coming up now. So we'll be back after this break. Coming up, a special announcement, my premiere news, and also Pick a Mix with Billy Elliot. Stay tuned, guys. Lots coming up. You're listening to Manigan's Movie Music live on Love the Beat Radio. Such a beautiful score by Thomas Newman. That was Saving Mr. Banks, the end title sequence. And you're listening to Manigan's Movie Music live on Love the Beat Radio with me, Reese Manigan, and my wonderful guest today,
Francesca Bolan.
So, Fran, are you enjoying the show at the moment? Are you enjoying everything at the minute?
I'm absolutely loving it.
And was it worth getting up at 5 a.m. for?
Oh yeah, my cheeks hurt. My cheekbones are absolutely killing me. I haven't laughed this much in ages.
She's like, we were just discussing like some really funny comedy stuff, and like, it's been such a laugh, isn't it? It's good to know that we've got great British humour over there in America that can laugh.
Yeah. Sometimes I think it's watered down a little bit because they don't know quite how to take me even after like 12 years. So it's nice to be like, somewhere where I can let loose. Yeah,
exactly. Look, you only live once and you got to enjoy yourself. Have a laugh. And remember, guys, jokes exist. And remember, we're all going to die one day and none of it's going to matter. So just enjoy yourselves, Anyway, speaking of laughing, we better start Pick a Mix. So today's scene is Billy Elliot. So Fran, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you near the speaker so you can hear it because you're on the phone. So I'm just going to pop you over there. Right, so she's over by the speaker, so she's going to see the Billy Elliot scene. Right, so let me just pick it up. So if you guys haven't seen Billy Elliot, the film is basically about a young boy who, just instead of doing boxing, decides to do ballet. It's a great classic film. If you haven't seen it, where the hell have you been? And do you remember the scene where the dad confronts Billy over his ballet reveal? So in this scene, it turns out I've brought ballet tickets and he's annoyed because he wanted football tickets. So let's see what you guys think of this scene. This is Pick a Mix, Billy Elliot. Okay, so that was Pick a Mix, Billy Elliot. So, Fran, what did you think of that?
Loved it. You'll stay here and look after your nana.
And I'm just like, fine, I'll just take my nan with me to the ballet then instead. So yeah, that was Pick a Mix, Billy Elliot. It was quite hard to edit that one because there was a few bits of strong language like in the original video, so I had to cut the conversation really short. I was like, oh, I have to cut, but luckily I managed to just make it work, I think. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that one. So that was Pick a Mix, guys. Hope you guys thought that was funny. To be honest, that's not my best one. I think my favourite ones I've done is the Jurassic Park one, Thoroughbreds, and probably Knock at the Cabin. Oh, and Split as well. Split was actually quite a funny one as well. But yeah, so I would admit the Billy Elliot one wasn't my strongest one, but at least it was a fun one, I guess you could say. Right, okay, so let's play another track. So while I play this, coming up, I've got some really exciting stuff to talk about. I want to talk about my premiere for next week for Alienation, and afterwards, I've got a very special teaser for next week's show. You do not want to miss out on this interesting news. So stay tuned, guys. Here's the Golden Compass music. Absolute epic track there from Alexandra Desplat, which is the Golden Compass, the bear combat. Really epic scene. You're listening to Manigan's Movie Music live on Love the Beat Radio with me, Reese Manigan.
And me, Francesca Bolam.
I love every time she says her name, she's just like, Francesca Bolam. Like she's just not bothered now. The tiredness is winning. She's like, I've had enough. I'm sick of saying my name all the time.
It's not that at all.
I know. It's just the expression. I love it. You're just like, Francesca Bolam. The excitement of enthusiasm there is amazing. I love it. Anyway, she's laughing online. Anyway, let's talk about I'll talk about the premiere now. So next week, I've actually got a premiere for Alienation. It's finally happening. I finally release it out of its cage and people are finally going to watch it. I'm really excited to show this film. If you haven't got a ticket yet, please do. Grab it on Eventbrite and come and see the short film. This will be the only time you'll see the short film because it's going to film festivals, hopefully. It's going to be submitted, so there won't be a chance to see it any other time soon. So I really recommend you try and grab your tickets and come and see the film. I'm really excited to show this film because this film that I've been working on for over nearly 2 years now. I wrote the script 2 years ago, managed to get it filmed last year, edited and done, and now I'm finally going to premiere it during my birthday week next week, which I'm so happy about. I've got many guests coming to see this film, but I'm just asking for maybe 5 more people to just come and see this film, and then I'll be more than happy. So if you haven't got a chance to grab the ticket, go on Eventbrite, go to Alienation Premiere, and go and come and see this film. Honestly, you'll meet the cast, you'll meet me there. I'll be doing a Q&A, talking about the film, how it was developed and everything like that. And I really hope you guys do come and see this film, seriously, because we have worked really, really hard on this film. And not only that, this is what I'm going to say to you now. Over the years, I've had criticism, because I'm a low-budget indie filmmaker. Most of my criticism is, your sound doesn't work. Your sound's not good. It's always the sound. Well, do you know what? You're all going to eat your own words because I have worked on the sound on this film and it's just picture perfect. So trust me, you won't be criticising the sound when you watch this film, believe me. So if you really want to see this film and you don't believe me, come and check it out and you'll see, because you will be able to hear this film. You'll be able to listen to this film apart from watching it, and you'll actually be going, wow, the sound was actually pretty good for once. And I'm just saying that because most of the criticism I get is about the sound. Trust me, The sound will not be criticism this time. There might be other criticisms about realism and, oh, this wouldn't happen in real life and blah, blah, blah. But I don't care about that part. I just want to see if there's no criticism about the sound. So this is what it's all about. So that's my aim. That's my goal. And if I actually hear, oh, the sound was good in this film, I'll be like, perfect. It means I won. That's my aim. So I'm hitting back at the critics with the whole sound thing. And I think people are going to be very pleasantly surprised when they see this film that the sound is pretty decent. I'm just saying. I'm not bragging it. I'm not trying to make it sound like a brag. I'm just saying that you guys will be surprised when you hear this film. So I'm just boosting up my confidence. There's a difference. Fran, I really apologise that you can't make it to this premiere, but hopefully when you come back to the UK, you'll be able to see my next film, The Bucket.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that.
We was talking about The Bucket just recently. She's very intrigued about it. But yeah, that's going to be my next premiere. So that's another thing. If you can't make this premiere next week, my next premiere will be the 2nd of October, The Bucket. I cannot wait to show everybody that film. That one is going to be absolutely bonkers, and I cannot wait to show that one. It is going to be a laugh out loud riot of a movie, and it is going to be absolutely something that no one has ever seen me do before. So that one I recommend you do not miss. You miss A Nation, fair enough, but if you miss The Bucket, you're missing out on something really big. So that's my selling point.
You plug in yourself.
Exactly.
It sounds going to be so great. It could be a podcast.
Oh, absolutely. It could be an audio movie.
There you go.
There you go. If you don't make the film vision, you can listen to it on audio. Brought to you by Asda. Da 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 da. Okay, guys. We're going to play another track because I've got exciting news coming up about next week's show. Stay tuned. Here's a little bit of Jumanji. You're listening to Manigan's Movie Music live on Love the Beat Radio with me, Reese Manigan, and my special guest,
Francesca Borland.
There you go. That's more enthusiastic. Yeah, there you go. Right. Okay. Let's tell everybody what my special announcement is going to be. So next week, guys. Right. I don't know who's listening, but if you are, then this is going to be really exciting for you for next week. Next week, I'm doing something very, very different on my show. So next week, I'm going to be doing, instead of playing movie scores next week, because it's my birthday week, I'm actually going to be playing actual songs next week. But there's a twist. Now, most people have often said to me, since I've started this radio show, would you play any songs? Would you do any music with lyrics and blah, blah, blah? Now, it's not that I don't like songs or whatever. Of course I don't. I love songs and, you know, I would be happy to play them. But this is the twist. I will be playing songs next week, but they're my favourite songs. Ha! They are the songs that I grew up with. Songs that I will be playing. So technically, yes, I will be playing songs, but my choice is my songs. So there you go. So next week, it's a party day. Where I'll be playing songs that I love, grew up with, that I listen to now. And yeah, so it's basically Manigan's Movie Music, but Manigan's favourite songs. There you go. And that'll be a special one-off for next week. So there you go. So yeah, I'll be playing songs, but my favourite songs. So there you go. Happy now? Good. Thought so. Okay. Right. Let's play the next track, guys. This one, of course, is my most requested track. I always play every week for you guys because I know you guys love it, especially my missus, because I know she loves this score as well. Here's another track from the one and only The Lion King. Of course, the most requested track by Hans Zimmer, The Lion King. There you go. That one was An Argument, You're Mufasa's Boy, and Remember. I don't know why they have to list every scene in that. They could just make one word of it. But apparently this is the extended score, so whatever. Anyway, do you listen to Manigan's Movie Music live on Love the Beat Radio with me, Reese Manigan, and my special guest today,
Francesca Borland.
You never get tired of saying your name, do you? Anyway, so we've only literally already got 20 minutes left. I can't believe, again, do you know what? I say this everywhere. Every time it gets to 20 to 12 or 11:30, I'm always like, it goes so quick. And I just feel like my show isn't long enough, you know?
It's a decent amount of time, though, but it's flown by.
So, have you enjoyed your experience on the show today?
I've absolutely absolutely loved it. Thanks, Reese. It's been great. It's been a great start to the morning. It's been hilarious.
Amazing. So, what's your you said you're doing a rehearsal thing at the moment or something today. So, how's that all going for you?
Yeah, it's going well. We're about to open a show at New York Fringe Festival, which starts in the beginning of April and goes throughout the month. So we're in the thick of rehearsals for our play called Adam Driver.
Nice.
And yeah, it's fun. It's set in a psychiatric unit, and it's about a patient who falls in love, kind of fantasizes about one of the nurses who looks like Adam Driver.
Oh,
so
wow.
There's a comedy element in there as well. It's quite funny. But yeah, we're into like the last couple of weeks of rehearsal before we get into tech. I'm also in the show, so I have a little cameo. And yeah, I'm excited about that.
That's amazing. Well, do you know what? I wish you the very best of luck with all of that, and I really hope it goes very well for you. And it's just a shame that I can't come down to America to see that one day, but hopefully if it goes to the Edinburgh stuff, maybe I'll get a chance to go and take a look, because to be honest, I've never been to Scotland yet, so that'll give me a good excuse to go down there and see it. Absolutely. And speaking of plays, I'm actually going to go and see one very soon, next month, called Ghosts, which I'm really quite looking forward to seeing. And also today, with my missus, I'm going to go and see, finally, the animated film Flow. If you don't know what that is, Flow is an animated film about a cat, a capybara, a lemur, an eagle, and a dog that apparently are stranded on a boat during a flood, and they team up together and go on this journey. And this is the animated film that won the Oscar. It beat Wallace and Gromit, it beat Wild Robot, it beat Memoirs of a Snail, and it just basically beat Inside Out 2. And it's amazing as well that this was also an independent animated film made on a free software that the directors did for 5 years, and it's paid off because it won the Oscar. So I'm really excited to see that film tonight. I'm absolutely buzzed. The film will be on in my local cinema at 6:00. I'm really looking forward to that. And also, if you haven't seen Flow or you want to go see it, it is released today. So definitely go out and check it out. I don't think there's too many showings for it. So definitely grab a chance to get your ticket to go and see the animated movie Flow, because I am absolutely buzzed to go and see that film, because I've heard so many good things about it. It's won an Oscar. So why on earth would you not go and see it? That was Ex Machina, The Tested Work. I was originally meant to play Madagascar, but unfortunately the video froze there, guys, so I do apologise about that. Anyway, we've now only literally got, let me just make sure I've got the timer on. Yeah, exactly 5 minutes to go. Fran, I think this is where we're going to say goodbye now. But thank you so much for being a top guest. You were brilliant. Good luck with everything at New York. And if you do come to the UK, let's hope we can connect and work on something.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. I've really enjoyed it. What a great start to the day, and what a great show. Thank you so much.
No worries at all. It's great to have you on. So, yeah, thank you very much. Okay, I'm just going to place you there now. Right, okay, so next week, guys, like I said, next week, the show is going to be very, very different. So I'll be playing my favourite songs next week, because it's my birthday week. Not my actual birthday next week. My birthday is actually on Wednesday. Just don't get confused. My birthday is on Wednesday, but on the 28th next week, I'll be playing my favourite songs to celebrate my birthday, and also to say that, you know, I'm playing songs on my show, just for this one-off though. Just for this one-off, and, you know, have a bit of a celebration to it. So if you guys do tune in next week, very different show, but very unique one. Honestly, guys, it's been great to have you guys tune in. I do appreciate it. Also, of course, more movie news and everything, but I'm definitely going to be reviewing the movie Flow next week, definitely. I can't wait to see that tonight. Going to go and check it out, and then I'll review it next week. Hopefully it does exceed my expectations, and I'll think, yes, it's a brilliant film, but I don't want to get overhyped, just in case. So I'll be reviewing Flow next week. For Pick a Mix, I don't know what I'll be doing yet. In fact, I'm thinking, do you know what? I don't know if I will do a Pick a Mix next week, because it's a different show. So maybe just for next week, I might not do a Pick a Mix, because I kind of want to focus more on the songs I'll be playing, the movie review, plus it's a celebrational episode. So I'm going to say for next week, there will be no pick a mix scene, just for next week. So don't panic. If you love pick a mix, don't cry about it. It will come back. It will happen. So don't worry. Maybe just not for next week, because to be honest, I kind of want to just do something a bit different next week. I kind of want to do just a little unique show. If you're wondering if I've got a guest next week, I don't. Next week, it will just be me on my own, playing these songs, doing the movie review, updating on stuff, tell you about how the premiere went the week after. I'm really excited to tell you guys about how the premiere went. Oh, no, sorry. The premiere's on after the event. What am I talking about? I do apologise. No, I'll be updated about the premiere coming up, but then after the week after, I'll talk about it. So I've got loads of stuff happening for me next week. I'm absolutely buzzed. So I've got my birthday and this coming up. I'm really excited, guys. It's going to be a very, very fun show next week. So please tune in for that. If you want to. And also, don't forget, if you are listening in and you want to come to the premiere, please buy a ticket on Eventbrite. It's Alien Nation premiere. You can grab a ticket. There's still, I think, about 15, 20 tickets left. So grab one. Make sure you get there. If you bring a +1, make sure they buy a ticket as well. And it'd be really great to see you there. I'm really excited. Also, another update I want to tell you guys. Next month, April, I've actually got some really exciting guests lined up. I don't want to confirm who they are just in case, they don't make or anything. But I have got some really exciting guests coming up. And to be honest, I think I've got some really exciting guests coming up from April onwards. And when I say that, I mean these are people who are big Instagram influencers, big actors who've worked on Waterloo Road and Hollyoaks, who have got their own big filmmaking business, acting businesses, people who've been extras in big motion pictures and TV series. They're all coming to this radio show next month onwards. So I can honestly tell you I've got some very big, exciting guests coming up. So if you keep an eye out on my updates, you'll know they're coming. Right, guys, time's up for me now on the show. But thank you all so much to everyone who's tuned in. I really appreciate it as always. Please tune in to next week's show. It's going to be a laugh out loud riot and a big party one. And you're listening to Manigan's Movie Music. And from me now, that is a wrap.